welcome everybody to this special episode with myself and Jazz. We do these once a month now, and I love it because every time we have a conversation when we're not on a call with everybody, it's just always amazing information. So from that moment we started calling, I was like, we just need to just have these conversations with everybody on the call, so everything we share is, you know, useful for everybody, for health, for our wellness, for our mental wellness, for our mental health, and loads of other reasons as well, in terms of frequency wise and understanding the body. So, you know, why not come together? And we thought of, you know, bring your cuppa and connect with us on a deeper level. And also this is more for healers or anyone that kind of works with people that, I mean, not all the time, but anyone that's working on another level and really needs that chance to kind of connect with others and to also get like self-care healing with Jazz, with her Timewaver, but also just to share and to be able to talk about what's going on for us, especially at the moment, because I don't know about you, but I've had like a really a massive change in my life, but also quite like huge emotions coming up at the moment. And it's all just about holding it and surrendering to it. And I know that a lot of people are struggling right now. So I thought this is actually the perfect moment to kind of connect and see how everyone's doing. So Jazz, we were going to, maybe we can talk a little bit about, you know, do you want to share a little bit about what you mean with the physical body? We were talking a little bit about it before we started the call.
Yeah, so it was interesting that, was it April or Andrea that shared about the fall?
Mary Beth.
Sorry, Mary Beth. Yeah, so it's interesting that, you know, when we, especially us as sort of interdimensional kind of healers, if I can use that word, or those words, like when we get to things like frequency and healing vibrationally, you know, a lot of the time the physical body gets really sidelined, whereas a lot of the healing on all those levels and all those dimensions can happen in the body. And this was like something that keeps on coming up for me, especially in the last 2 months, because I'm finding a lot of people are coming and talking about traumas and saying, oh, is it karmic? Is it my ancestral line? Is it, you know, is it basically somewhere outside of 3D? Whereas when a lot of people evaluate their lifestyle, you'd be surprised how affected you are even by your space. So a lot of people have not got a clear space. The energy of every single thing you own is pulling at you and saying, give me a bit of attention, give me a bit of attention, give me a bit of attention. That means every single piece of paper, every cup unwashed, everything that you own is pulling energy. So the reason I'm mentioning that is that also affects the physical body, right? So the physical body is so affected in so many ways, and yet so many people travel to different realms. And I know that a lot of Healy and Timewaver and a lot of work around that is based on other dimensions, but we just wanted to sort of reiterate that please also consider the physical massively, because it's very, very possible to heal interdimensionally when you get your physical body in check. Also, you know, basic things like, have you had a whole week of drinking water? Have you actually been able to get 2 meals or 3 meals or whatever your personal goal is in every day? Like your body, every cell in your body has feelings. You know, every cell in your body is listening to every single word you say. When you go to sleep at a certain point on one day, the body then accepts, okay, this is potentially my time to go to sleep. When you change it the next day, it gets confused. When you have a set meal time and you change it the next day, or you don't eat, the body subconsciously, the cells and even the cells of the subconscious, they start preparing for a famine. So then they might start eating into other parts of the body just to hold on and be in that kind of fight or flight state. And then when people are trying to work out what's happening with them, they might say, okay, when I was 5 years old, I was abused and this happened to me and this happened to me. And actually, sometimes they just need the right level of hydration and food. And I'm not saying that's not relevant, but I'm saying there is so much more we can do with the physical body, because every single cell in our body has feelings, has emotions, and is listening to us all the time. And not The thing is with the physical body, it doesn't only listen to the words, it listens to the words and the actions. And there's not enough actions, I find very often with clients, taking place in the physical body. The physical body loves movement. It loves moving. It needs to move to thrive. It needs to move to survive. You know, our blood is circulated around the body with the heart. The heart is a pump. But the lymphatic system, there is no pump for the lymph. And the lymph helps move everything around the body. And the only way you get things moving with the lymphatic system is via the breath. And it's not very often that people are actually moving things in their body by breathing. Yeah, so like the people get varicose veins in their legs. There's so many what do you call it, pumps that need to go up. So the blood from, say, the lower legs, it's quite hard for it to come back up to the heart. And so, you know, the lymphatic system has to be quite strong, but most people are not, you know, doing enough. They're not doing enough movement. Cold showers are really good for it. Dry body brushing is really good for it. So the point of this was really mainly to talk about the physical body and how to get more into it to help the healing. Because I think it's also especially true for healers, because we hear so much and because we really go deep into everything. Sometimes you get the air, you get the breath when you actually get a little bit more shallow. You get it when you just try to heal the body. Yeah. And so, yeah, we were having a chat about that. Does anyone have anything to share around that? You can type it or even write it, whatever you prefer, if you have anything. Or Abbey, what?
I was like doing a session last night for part of my Learn Healy membership, and I was talking about the Schlüssel salts, so the tissue salts. Yeah. And that was just like massively interesting because I've been researching it. I'm not like professionally trained in it, but I like to share all my knowledge that I research around it, because a lot of the times we don't know what they mean when we're doing them on our Heelys. So I was like really delving into that, and it was really interesting how I started to learn about the tissue salts are really there to support the physical and to really support like the cells to start to like before homeopathy, it's really working on the physical, rather than homeopathy is more working on the vitality of the cells. The tissue salts are more about this like cellular physical. And I found that super, super interesting that can support our bodies on so many levels, as well as doing all the other work as well. So this kind of works hand in hand with what you're saying with the physical as well. Do you know much about I mean, you're studying, so I don't know if you're learning about those tissue salts at all, but I found it quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've got their databases, but I haven't really studied them as such, no. Yeah,
and so like, yeah, if it's definitely a good one to start looking into, to learn about those, because a lot of the times when we don't have the minerals, then we're, you know, that can be the first point where we start to feel like some uncomfort in the body. But also, I mean, there was a story that I heard about, I was listening to this online of like a woman who's giving birth, you know, and she's giving birth to this child, and she's got like all these, obviously it's a lot of trauma for the body for someone to give birth, for a woman to give birth, but if she doesn't have enough magnesium in her body, she will instead of not having enough, she will draw it out from the baby that she's giving birth to. So when they're actually born, the baby's actually deficient in magnesium, which then they get cramps, and then you wonder why the baby has cramps, and it's because the mother's taken the magnesium from the baby when giving birth. And that's why, and it's when you start to understand it like that, and it's the same thing as, you know, if you're thirsty and you really need water, you're not going to give your body anything else other than really water. And it's the same thing for minerals. The body's always craving minerals, but if you don't give them minerals, then it's going to have some kind of effect on our physical body in pain or whatever else, imbalances, and can create disease as well. So that for me is my input in terms of the physical. I'm sure there's others here that wanted to share, might want to share something. I wanted to open the space actually for everybody to just maybe share something that's physically going, which may be something in their own bodies that's becoming quite, that's physical, whether it's pain, whether it's just emotional or uncomfort in the body. But I thought it might be quite nice if everyone wanted to share a little bit about what's going on for them. And then obviously we don't have that much time because we want to do a Timewaver session. Well, Jazz is going to do one, but maybe it would be nice to hear a word or just a few sentences about what's going on for you right now. And if you can't do it live, you can just write it in the chat box for everyone to listen to. So who wants to go first?
Andrina?
Yeah, as soon as I start with A, I'll go first. I'm struggling at the moment. I've had quite a few meltdowns this week. I've had this since I've come back from Australia, and I've been back just over 2 years now. I've had a rash appear on my back, and I've looked at what's getting under my skin, feeling uncomfortable in my skin, and all of those things, and toned and tapped and what have you. And it's sort of flaring up again. So that's been driving me nuts, if you like. And I've been suffering with backache and sciatica in my right leg. So I'm working with somebody who's like a sort of psychic surgeon. So I've had one session with her. So that's helped the back and that a little bit. But I just thought, you know, it just seems to be one thing after the other. And, you know, the dog peed on, I'm dog sitting, the dog peed on the bed last night. He's old. And I was thinking, and it's just like, I think, oh Christ, I've had enough of this. I want to go back home.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. So, yeah.
Yeah. The toxins from Australia, have you got checked out for parasites or anything like that?
No. Where would I go to get checked out?
Definitely not a doctor.
No, I don't do them.
Yeah, message me afterwards, Andrina, sorry. Okay. About that rash. But I'll try to put something on the Timewaver to support it. It won't make it go, but you might feel slightly less relieved pain. Yeah, because you literally could have picked. There's a lot of parasites problem there, so you just might have picked something up.
Yeah, yeah.
Also the skin, whenever you have something on the skin, it's a way of releasing, and it could just be because the liver is blocked. Do you drink enough water? I'm sure you do. I think you do all that.
Well, I do my best. I mean, there's probably some days when I don't drink as much as others, and like with the breathing, I watched Wim Hof, and I used to do one of his 10-minute ones, and I thought, God, I know I should be doing more, but at the moment I just had enough of everything. I've just lost me momentum. It's just gone out the window.
Yeah.
I feel you in that one, Andrina. There's honestly, I don't think I've ever been more challenged in my whole entire life in a really long time. So I think that, and also everyone around me is also, I think we're being pushed to breaking point. And I think there's probably a reason for that. I think we're really getting an upgrade right now and on another level. And I think that it's really about surrendering and not trying to fix everything, because it's like going away, it's fixing something is sometimes not necessarily the way to go ahead. And I think sometimes you just have to live in the uncomfort of everything and just to see where it ends up. And I do feel like there is light at the end of the tunnel coming soon.
Right,
just
thank
stick
you.
with
I love
it.
that.
Stick,
Can I have that
stick
in writing?
with that. Yes. Everything always ends up okay in the end. It's just, you know, I thought it came to me this morning. The only, what is it again? The only way out is through. And that is what just came to me this morning when I was like just wandering around the house. I was like, oh yeah, remember that.
Yeah.
So
and actually, who said that through journey is supposed to be all plain sailing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's all supposed to be good. Like, we're actually supposed to go through it in what our version of not so great is, but not be affected by it. That's the key. What emotion that we attach to whatever's happening at the time. Right. And obviously it's actually the worst place to be is when you have a physical pain. Like, I mean, emotional pain is obviously difficult as well, but when you physically cannot move, or you physically, like, you know, you can't get from A to B, then the challenge is slightly, well, very much so increased, I think. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll add to not having any motivation. just feeling like I just need to rest. So I think possibly all the things that we've had to deal with over the last 2 years or so, it's just, I don't think we realised how exhausted we all are. And I do feel that I just got to go with how I feel, and if I'm not motivated, then I try and do something creative so that I'm not tiring myself out, I guess. Because all us mums are good at tiring ourselves out.
Yeah.
You know, and what a beautiful place to be, in a place where you can accept that, and that you can just allow whatever needs to come. And, you know, we are always living in this really fast-paced world. And if you don't have to force anything, then I definitely recommend just being in that position at the moment, especially at the moment. 100%.
I'm very good, Carol, to just actually be able to even listen to how you feel. Most people cannot do that. They kind of know that they should rest because they're tired, but to really put it in action and just say, right, I'm just going to rest.
Well, I'm kind of lucky because I'm retired, but I know my daughter needs to rest. She's exhausted, but she's got 2 young children, so she's not able to do it. I think that's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
It's nice that you're here. It's great to see everybody here. Just to connect. It's lovely.
There's something or add just like kind of a question from before. So I have like the motivation to get things done and listen to you talk about clearing your space. I've been taking really good care of myself and eating healthy and released a lot of weight, but I'm trying to clean up my space. And it's interesting because it seems like every single time I have the motivation to work on cleaning up my space, something physical happens to me to stop me from moving forward.
Wow. Such as?
Well, like that fall, you know, like I was telling
Okay.
you, that jarring fall, like, or you slip on ice, or just something weird happens, and it's almost like, nope, we don't want you to clean up any of this mess. Just, it's like stops you dead in your tracks type of a thing, you know, like physically. And it's not because I'm not depressed, and I have the motivation and the energy to be able to move forward. But then if you physically hurt so bad, you can't move forward.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is trying to do, Mary Beth. It is actually trying to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being, you know, with the polarities exist, the sort of the light and the dark. So if forces do not want you to get into your power, things will keep on happening. So the idea is to just keep on pushing slowly, because, you know, you can get demotivated. I know you say you're not, and then maybe sort of start like leaving it or boxing it and putting it to a side again. But you seem to be in a very good place where you can keep up momentum and just getting that no matter what mentality, I'm going to get through this till the end. Just keep going. Just keep going. The physical stuff, the body is very much so connected to what is going on, to our stuff, believe it or not. So as you clear it, there's also very subconscious attachments to our papers and our, you know, even if it's something really ridiculous, like, oh, I saw a client and I just wrote some notes on, you've still put in words like something negative or some sort of problem in your field. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you know, you could be clearing, the pain could be coming from what should be manifesting but is now not going to.
Okay.
So I would say just see, if you can carry on, it will make a huge difference if you can clear the space.
Oh yes, I'm definitely carrying on. My happiest days are going to take the trash to the dump and go to recycling, and I'm like, woohoo! More stuff gone.
Excellent.
I can second that as well, because I'll never forget this. When I was in Berlin and I was doing all my self development work, which was a lot of tantric energetics and breathing, like this 5-day course that I was looking forward to. It was an intensive like Reichian breathwork session. I was so looking forward to it. And the day before I was doing yoga and I actually fell down and I smashed my toe on the sideboard and it broke in 3 places. And when I told the woman who was running the course, she was telling me that it was I was sabotaging my own process, and like that it was my mind coming in to sabotage everything. So I ended up doing this course with a broken toe. My foot was blue and I just did it anyway. And I was hobbling around and I definitely pushed through some massive boundaries. So definitely I recommend pushing through if you can, if it's something that you physically feel that is like holding you back from moving forward, do it anyway, just like Jazz said, because I saw a lot of progress after doing that. And there was always something happening to me, especially on my left-hand side when I was doing my self-development. So I just wanted to add that.
There's a lot of forces that don't often want you to get into your power.
Yeah, exactly.
So especially when you see it as a pattern, Mary Beth.
Did you say klutzy?
No, I said especially if you see it as a pattern. I guess like Abbey did. She saw it like a bit of a pattern. One thing was happening after another.
Oh, a pattern.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear the word. Oh, yes, because this is, and there have been times when I've been depressed, you know, and that's where you've just got too many things. I'll get to it later. You know, it's in a box, a bag, a pile of clutter here or there, and you keep pushing it aside. And I'm definitely in that mode of motivation of clearing it and moving forward.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Anyone else wants to share? Thank you for that, Mary Beth.
For anyone that's just joined, what we're doing is we're sharing anything that's come up in our physical bodies or emotional, anything that they're having challenges with at the moment. Just to share that. Obviously you don't have to share anything, but just if you wanted to, it's nice just to connect and to talk about it or get some, you know, clarity on it maybe.
One thing, if I just come in again, one thing I did a card reading this morning, and it was all about letting go. And because I've been doing some work on my microbiome, you know, sort of my gut. So I think a lot of us have got to let go of a lot of stuff so that we can move forward. And we're all very good at hanging on to things. And I think that's what a lot of this new light that's coming in, it can't come into us if we're hanging on to all the stuff from our past. So
Yeah.
I do feel that's quite relevant at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Carol.
It's okay.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Right, shall we start the meditation?
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Okay, guys, we're going to do like an Om meditation. So the word Om has a very strong vibrational effect. It has it vibrates the liquid in the brain. So it vibrates that matter in the brain. A lot of cultures use Om. I'm sure you all have heard of it from the Indian culture, but even it's like the last words of Shalom. So what we're going to do is we're going to block off our eyes with these 2 fingers, and we're going to press onto our ear. So we basically block off our sight and our hearing. So, but before you do that, just hear me out, because you won't be able to hear me otherwise and hear the instructions. So, well, you can do it if you like. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to basically chant it. We're going to take a deep breath in and out. And then we're going to chant Om in this sort of, at this sort of pace. Om. When you do the bit, the M bit, focus behind the eyes. Focus on the bit behind the eyes vibrating, and focus on the insides of the temples vibrating. Yeah, and we're just going to do one Om after the other. You can actually put it, well, I guess you guys are all on mute. So I think, yeah, I'll do it, and you can either follow me or sort of mute me and put it with your own, put it lower and do it with your own Om if you like. if that makes sense. You know what I mean? As in, we don't all have to do it at the same time. It's just about you doing one Om and then doing another one and doing another one. But keep this shut. Yeah, this all needs to be blocked off. Everything here in the head needs to be blocked off. And I'm going to set some vibes running on Timewaver now.
Do you want me to run the music? Or not?
We can do it with music, actually. Good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, it's the one you sent me, isn't it?
Yeah. I was going to do that with something else, but we can do that with this.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we'll just do it with this. We're going to do 2 meditations, but I think we'll just do it with this.
Okay, so it's like, is it also arming? It's so people can, so everyone can go along with it, follow it.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Let me just share sound. Bear with me a second.
And before we start, I'm going to do a quick analysis of what is very apparent in the group. 1 second. Pituitary gland, joints, esophagus, and meridian wise. Sorry, 1 moment. Let me just take a recording of the group first. Okay. Okay, interestingly enough. Okay, sorry, I hadn't taken the recording of the group. I've done it again. Lymphatic system out, over-regulated. It's working too hard for generally this group. That doesn't mean every single person, but most likely most of us. The large intestine as well. What's not working at full capacity is the spine, the liver, and the left breast and the esophagus. So we've already had some conversations with a few people and they relate to these things already. And now I'm going to do a meridian clearing. And I'm going to leave the meridian clearing running while we're doing the meditation. Okay, so the main thing out here is the gallbladder. The gallbladder, the bile, is needed to break down all the food we eat so that we can digest it well. And if that's not functioning properly, a lot of the time we're not getting our nutrients. We might be eating it, but they're not getting to our cells. If we're not producing the right bile, it needs to break down all the fats. Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this now. What it says it's going to help with is to calm intangible anxiety and dissipate excessive worry about the future and enable for the right directions to be found with certainty and without doubt. That's the first one. Brings calmness while working through old patterns and helping to ground oneself and support the process of letting go. We learn to let things happen. That's another one. Helping to cope with changes in life, such as menopause, pregnancy, puberty, death, retirement. Tension and balance and calm in the emotional body. Counter forces being neutralized by prohibiting resonance to them. Wow. So these are what we're going to vibrate onto our field while we're doing this meditation. There are others as well, but these are ones which are quite strong. what's really nice is that it seems to be giving a lot of, like there's one here called Silver Princess. It's an Australian bush flower to help bring around awareness on your life direction and your motivation, and to give you a glimpse or a sense of what is your next step, and to allow you to enjoy the journey while striving for this goal. So there's some really nice ones here, and they seem all relevant to what we've spoken about. Right, I'm going to set these running now for the duration of this meditation. Okay. All right, let's start there. Sorry about that.
That's great. Thank you. I think a few more people just joined actually. So just to give a quick overview again about what we're doing. We're going to be chanting Om.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to do the Om meditation.
Yeah.
You know, it's very useful to help balance and calm during stress. It helps relieve anxiety. It helps this fluid in the brain. It just helps to calm it down, rebalance it. It helps release pressure. It helps bring better focus. So how we're going to do it is to block off the senses. We're going to block off the eyes. We're going to keep them shut, and we're going to close the ears. And I'm just going to start now, Abbey. And I might take my hand off, by the way, guys, because I'm still going to be doing a bit of time waver on you guys. But please, you guys just keep your eyes and ears covered, and I'll sort of say stop when it's over. Do you want to play the music, Abbey?
Yeah, I'm going to play it now. Here we go.
Really chant this loudly. Don't just do it inwardly. You need to chant it loudly, as loud as you can in your own space. On the M part, bring your teeth together so that they kind of vibrate on the M part. Okay, Abbey, we can. Abbey? Sorry, I didn't have control of it. We could have just done it a bit like phased in or phased. Okay, just take a deep breath, everyone. Deep inhale. Hold the breath in without choking the neck. Keep it very relaxed at the shoulders. Keep it very relaxed at the neck. Keep it held and keep the energy circulating. And exhale. And one more deep inhale. Pull the navel right in. And imagine you're pulling energy from the base of the spine up. Very tight, pull the navel in, pull the anus muscle up and pull the navel inwards. So you're pulling energy upwards. Up, see it going up from the base of the spine, through the spine, back of the neck, through the head, and out from the top of the head. And exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So the meridian lines are, there's two main meridians on either side of the spinal column. In yoga, we call them the Ida and the Pingala, and they connect to all the other lines. There's two main ones, two main columns, and then they sort of branch out, and then those branch out, and then those branch out, and then those branch out, and they go right the way to your fingertips, to your toes. And we've got meridian lines everywhere. So what we were doing with this meditation was just clearing the meridians. Yeah, and the reason we did this block almost was it's our thoughts sometimes that doesn't allow healing to happen. It's because we can't really get out of the mind. We can't really be. So yeah. How was that?
That was great, Jazz. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. It was like I was like also trying to do it at the same time as listening to you saying when.
Yeah, I realized that afterwards. I thought I should have just taken control of the music.
No, but it was good. It was good because obviously I'm present because I saw also Bernie trying to get in as well over halfway through.
Oh,
I was like also not fully in it, but I found that I've never done that before. I love humming. I do a lot of humming meditation. So this, I've never done that where we block eyes and ears, and I'm definitely going to bring that into my routine because I really like that. I thought it was really good because you can really hear yourself.
It's powerful.
Yeah, when I used to do the Osho meditations, I used to, my teacher was telling me that not everybody, but I get really massively affected by what's going on the outside of me. So she encouraged me to wear earplugs. So that I stay in rather than being pulled out by the external distractions. So that's for me really useful. So maybe doing like with earplugs is quite nice to do a meditation or something like that. So you can just stay with the breath. You can hear it differently, can't you, when you block the ears?
And you get a lot of, on that note, Abby, you get a lot of answers from really hearing the flow of your breath. You really get a lot of answers that even when you chant Om, like, is it a continuous Om, or whichever sound you chant, is it continuous? Is it a broken? Is it where you have to gasp for a little bit of air? You can really find like how you do this, how you do a meditation is how you will do everything in life. You know, so you get so many answers if you listen to just listen to the intricacies of what is going on inside. And the Om meditation is to really connect cosmically. So when we close off and then we have an opportunity to listen, it's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Great. Thank you so much. It's been such a great session. Also just running the Timewaver and all the things that came up as well. Quite interesting that it was all around the themes that we were talking about.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah. And it was amazing.
Yeah, interesting the gallbladder as well with the bile, like because that I've been doing a lot of scans on myself recently, and all that's been coming up in my scans.
Wow.
So, it's synchronized as always. Does anyone else here have anything they want to share regarding this meditation that just happened and the session? Andreina, did you want to say something?
Hang on, I've got a little dog here.
Oh.
He's 15.
Oh, bless him. Hello.
Anyway, yeah, because in the voice work, I call it the bumblebee meditation, and it's all about inner toning. You know, I'm a great teacher. I don't practice what I preach, but yeah, it's you know, like I've always said to people, you can hear your own sound and then you can send it to, you know, if you've got something going on, send it to a certain part of the bodies. And I always say, if you've got young children, get them to play bumblebees, because it brings them right in and grounds them down. So thank you for the reminder.
Nice.
Andrea is an amazing voice toner, toning coach. So if anyone's interested in that, I definitely
What was it
recommend
about that if we had children to do with the bumblebee?
I'll get them to cover their eyes and their ears, and I just go, like that, and it quiets them right down. It just, you know, just brings them back in, grounds them.
Thank you for that.
And you can do it for yourself, because I found I was going but, you know, the was going on a long time, but then I'm thinking, oh, am I just doing the toning, which is the sort of same thing, isn't it, really? You start off with a but with the kids you just say, be bumblebees, bzz, you know, whatever.
That's great.
Nice.
Great. Anyone else want to share anything regarding this session? It's nice to see. Carol said, thank you so much. Loved blocking the ears and the nose, really vibrated, especially when touched the tongue on the roof of the mouth during the hum. And Mary Beth, I couldn't hear what Jazz said when she said something about vibrate. Oh, vibrate the teeth. Is that like during the meditation, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, Mary Beth.
I know, because obviously everyone had their ears blocked.
Yeah, I know. I did say it at the beginning, but then I looked and there was more people on the screen. So
I know more people have like joined during this meditation.
Yeah, so it was just about keeping the teeth together. And then when you do the M bit, you can kind of hear the teeth almost trying to touch each other, but jumping off each other almost. And that creates a very nice sort of feeling in the head as well. So you know, if you do it at home, just try it with that, with the M bit, like with your teeth a bit more closed.
Brilliant. Great. Well, I think that then, yeah, I guess we'll finish there then. I'm feeling so relaxed and grounded after this. That's good. That's what we wanted after this session. I think it's important that we do these meditation techniques during difficult emotional times. There is the Nada Brahma, which is the Osho meditation, which is 30 minutes of humming.
Yes.
And then there's like a giving and receiving gesture, and then silence. That's a beautiful meditation. You can find that online for free on Spotify if anyone wanted to do an actual meditation. Sometimes I do meditations and we could do it online. There's definitely potential that I'll do that. It's one of my favorite ones. So maybe in the future we could do something like that.
Sounds really nice.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
Great, Alexis, happy you enjoyed it. Can you type his name? Oh, Nada Brahma. It's the name of a meditation by Osho.
So guys, I'll keep these vibes on for another hour or so. So, you know, you just have these sort of clearing vibes. They're really good if you're traveling, actually, to clear the meridians. So after a flight, or if you've just traveled, I know Lexi's just traveled somewhere. I know Frank is traveling somewhere.
Yes, I just traveled to Alabama, so that was very helpful.
But I'll keep them on for another hour, Lexi. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining. We're going to be here again next month. We haven't set a date yet, but just keep your eye on this, because it would be nice if you can all continue to join us and we kind of get to know each other, which is kind of what we want. We want to kind of build a tribe, a community. So join again next month. We'll be in touch with the date. And also don't forget to join Jazz's monthly sessions, because they're amazing. If you haven't done that yet, they're so good. It's much more longer than this. And by the way, Jazz, I didn't tell you, but I know you sent me the ancestral healing Healy program.
Yeah.
And I did it with a sound healing.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe I overdid it, because on the sound healing, it was already, he was doing light language, but it was like really going deep. And I had the program on at the same time, and I had a really deep session. I definitely went through something. And it's taken me a bit of integration period this last few days. Well, it was on Sunday, so for a few days after. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. Nice. Jazz does Healy programs if anyone's interested in
Yeah, so I make Healy programs. It's interesting, Abby, because you've also got the vibes on for a month. You know that, right? This time round.
Oh, really?
I'm not only doing for 2 weeks. So you got, because this is still, it was a deep session last time. That group session was very deep. So I kept them on for a month.
Yeah, it was really good. So if you haven't joined one of the sessions yet, I will probably be posting that at some point. Just keep an eye out on Jazz's page as well.
Yeah, so the next
Definitely
one's
worth it. It's really life-changing stuff that you can get involved in. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Jazz, for sharing your wisdom and knowledge and Timewaver today for everybody.
Andrew, thank you, Abby.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for joining and sharing and just sharing your vibes. It's been great.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye-bye. God bless.
Enjoy your Fridays.
Bye.
Bye-bye, April.
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye-bye, Mary Beth. Bye, Amy. Bye, Bernie.
Bye.
Bye, Frank. Bye, Carol.
Bye.
See you later, Jazz.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.